What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video we are going to be having a discussion about the man himself, Boruto. So Boruto has changed a lot from part 1 to Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, and even in part 1, Boruto had a lot of changes when it came to strength and character development. But what we're going to be talking about in this video actually is the genius of Boruto, more so rather in Boruto's recent events, throughout the whole time skip span leading up to 2 Blue Vortex. But of course, there's a lot we could probably talk about too in general about that, even throughout part 1, with him being able to learn certain different chakra natures of jutsu so quick, as well as learning the Rasengan so fast. Maybe I'll make a separate video on that one day, but in this one I do want to get some of your guys' opinions on this too, and I'm going to throw a question out there right now. So, with the jutsus Boruto has learned in this time skip span, as well as the ones he's improved, do you guys still think there's something jutsu-wise that Boruto is holding back at the moment that we could get later on? It could be a new jutsu, it could be a variation of a jutsu, or it could just be, a jutsu that's existed, but just one we didn't expect. I will give my thoughts on that a little bit later in the video, but for now I do want to talk about what he has done so far. So first things first, we gotta talk about how much Boruto has improved the Rasengan. So if you think about the Rasengan, Minato was the one who created it. You can say Naruto was the one who perfected it, and Boruto's the one who, I guess you can say, evolved it even further. I feel like that's a good way to look at it. And I know there's other Rasengan users too, of course. We could talk about Jiraiya. We could, if you watch the anime, you could talk about Ashura. We can go on and on about that. But for now, we're just going to talk about those three since they're all related to. Minato's regarded as the creator of it. And Naruto definitely perfected that jutsu. Also made his own version with the Rasen Shuriken. And we have Boruto now with the Rasengan Uzuhiko, which honestly is a pretty damn cool move. I'm a big fan of the move. Looking really forward to seeing it animated one day. It does have that limitation, of course, of Boruto, having to stand on the ground as he's, getting it ready. But that's, I feel like at the expense of the power he gets for it, maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. I feel like it would have been too OP otherwise, so maybe they had to put in a little limitation on it like that for now. But in general, I think that jutsu is pretty cool, and it's pretty crazy that Boruto was able to learn all of that in the time skip span. And of course, we got to give credit to Kashin Koji, because Kashin Koji's, future sight with the pre-science definitely helped Boruto a lot, because Boruto was destined to learn some of these jutsu, of course, at some point in his life, but Kashin Koji sped up that process a lot. So, the Rasengan Uzuhiko already shows how much of a prodigy Boruto is. Him taking a jutsu that's already regarded as such a difficult, jutsu to master, and for him to take that and be able to evolve it even further is really cool. And in a sense, even what Konohamaru's done recently has been pretty cool with that, with like creating the whole barrier thing. So props to him for that too. But what Boruto's done with that jutsu is just on another level. So that's going to be one that I think is going to be pretty cool to see animated. And that's definitely one that I think stands out, that shows his level of genius to be able to learn that. Of course, again, he learned it sooner now, but he would have learned it in the future anyway, regardless, at some point, because those are the jutsus that Kashin Koji is teaching Boruto in that time skip span. The other thing is what we just had in the last chapter, discussed at least, which is the Flying Raijin. And Boruto's Flying Raijin is not the same as Minato's, and that was confirmed in the last chapter. But regardless, I think it's really cool that Boruto has his own variant of the jutsu. And they explained it really well in the last chapter too. And Koji also talked about what Boruto did to, overcome the problems of the distance of like whatever he throws, as well as it perhaps being the same object. So Boruto would use, different shaped objects for his markings with the chakra to make, the whole jutsu work out a lot more better than it would have otherwise. So all these tweaks Boruto had made in the future throughout the years are stuff he just got as knowledge in those couple minutes that Koji was telling him stuff. So again, that just shows you though that at the pace Boruto was meant to learn all of that though, he still came up with so much stuff on his own. And to be able to learn a jutsu like that, a jutsu that not many people at all know in the verse, is definitely an impressive thing, even if it's just a variant of it. So those are the two main highlights that I wanted to talk about. And of course, Boruto's Kenjutsu's improved a lot too, but that's, give Sasuke some credit for that for sure, and I'm sure Koji as well to some extent. But I feel like those two jutsu though, on the ninjutsu end, have really stood out and just show ultimately what Boruto would have been and what he's become just in a sooner time. So really cool stuff over there. And now I'm going to give you guys my prediction for what would be kind of crazy of a jutsu for Boruto to know. I don't really think this is going to happen, but it would be kind of crazy if it did. I feel like a jutsu that should be brought back in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex at some point could be the reanimation jutsu. And we know that's a forbidden jutsu, and we haven't seen that jutsu used since the Fourth Great Ninja War. But what if a bigger war, breaks out with the Shinju perhaps, and that jutsu is necessary? Does that mean we're going to get Orochimaru back, or will someone like Boruto perhaps bring this jutsu out? I mean, it could be Mitsuki as well, because, the connection to Orochimaru, but it's just a jutsu that I think would be really cool to see return back, and I definitely wouldn't be mad if Boruto was the one using it. And of course, we do got to fill in the gap about who's going to be, the vessels for the return pretty much of these older characters if that happens. But, I'm sure that's something they would think of if they went that route. But I feel like, aside from that, another one that could be cool to see Boruto use might be Purple Lightning, because we did see that in the anime, even though that wasn't really, all Boruto on his own. I do feel like seeing him use the Purple Lightning, though, would make some sense, because, I mean, he did learn from Sasuke, and I know Sasuke has the Chidori, but I feel like some of the principles are the same. So I feel like those two jutsu, though, of course the Purple Lightning's more realistic, but I feel like even seeing the reanimation jutsu at some point in the series, if it was done by Boruto, would be something I personally would not mind. So let me know in the comments below if you guys think Boruto is going to bring out another jutsu himself. Is Boruto perhaps going to come up with something crazy like that, or do you guys think he's going to come up with his own new jutsu, maybe a variant again, like the Flying Raijin variant? Or do you guys think that Boruto's maybe just going to pull out a move that, has been established already, but just something we don't know he has? Let me know for sure in the comments below. But that's going to wrap up this one. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.